Today on Lyrics to Go, I react to an iconic freestyle by Juice WRLD on the Funk Flex radio program. And I'm going to do it off the dome. Lyrics to Go. Welcome back to Lyrics to Go. I'm Daniel Maté, and you are watching the only, as far as I know, YouTube channel or channel on the internet, period, that is exclusively devoted to the art and craft of lyric writing. I'm a lyricist myself, mainly writing for the theater, but I've written all kinds of songs, and more importantly, I'm just a huge fan and appreciator of lyrics. So that's what this channel is all about. You can go back into the back catalog and see videos about everyone from Ani DeFranco to Metallica to Wu-Tang Clan to De La Soul, Radiohead, Talking Heads. I mean, the list is endless, and I hope to keep it expanding. If you haven't already, please click subscribe. A lot of you have been subscribing in the past week, really actually, since I started putting up Juice WRLD videos, interestingly enough, and I really appreciate it. It makes a huge difference, you know, for the algorithm and all that. So please do click subscribe, click like, that also helps majorly. I love hearing from you, taking suggestions. In fact, this video here today is the result of a suggestion from several of you. So please do leave a comment and I'll make sure to take them into consideration. And as always, if you like this video, please share. Thank you so much for helping me create a world where no one has to say, oh, you know, I don't really listen to the lyrics. And yes, today, once again, back at it with a Juice WRLD lyrical reaction. Now, this is an artist that until a month or so ago, I was barely aware of, if at all. And I've had the good fortune of being introduced to his music through this channel, doing several videos on his stuff. And as I've said in past videos, given my particular vintage, my age, in other words, and when I came up and the kind of hip hop I was listening to, I have this prejudice or this bias that leads me to not really keep tabs on what's going on in hip hop today. And I think a lot of, you know, old heads would relate to that. But as always, when you get past a bias, when you get past a prejudice and actually check it out for yourself, there's always surprises down the road, and many of them very pleasant. And Juice WRLD is clearly super talented, clearly a legend in the making. You know, he died at age 21 of seizures related to a drug overdose, and there was some whole crazy circumstance with the feds and his private plane. I'm not exactly clear on it, but whatever the case, he was a major talent. And I'm told all of you in the comments section have been saying this over and over again, that he's one of the most gifted freestylers of all time. And of course, Funk Flex has a show where a lot of great freestylers come on and drop their rhymes. But there's an important caveat whenever we talk about freestyling, which is what exactly do we mean? Freestyle, as far as I can tell, can mean two different things. So meaning A would be ad lib, improvisation, off the dome, never written before, coming up with it in the moment. And that, of course, is a tremendous party trick. You know, more than that, actually, it's an incredible skill. And then there's the other more, I guess, colloquial meaning of the word freestyle in the hip hop context, which would be any kind of free floating rhyme, routine, or pattern, or bars, or verses, or whatever that aren't associated with any song that's ever been released before. It's just kind of a back catalog. It's like digging in the crates of one's own mind and coming out with all kinds of rarities and B-sides and stuff people haven't heard before. So it's always going to be a surprise. So sometimes the word freestyle is used to mean that. Now, I am assured by y'all and also by the internets that Juice WRLD is the former kind of freestyler. That is, all of his rhymes, at least in these formal freestyles, are off the top of his head. They're ad-libbed and improvised. And that even some of his best known songs, his best loved singles and album cuts, were also freestyled. Not all of them, but many of them. And that distinguishes him from many rappers, past and present. All right, all that said, let's get into it. Let's check out this Funk Flex appearance by Juice WRLD and his off the dome freestyles, and click subscribe if you didn't before. Oh, wait a minute, what is this beat? Hold on. Da, 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 da. right. That's from that Sting song, The Shape of My Heart, from his early 90s album, 10 Summoner's Tales. And I think it was sampled by or interpolated by Nas, right? One of his songs, not on his first two albums, but definitely it's a Nas song. If you know the name of it, put it below.
On these beats, I feel like I'm a murderer. Who are these niggas? Who are y'all? Never heard of them. Who are I? I'm a murderer. Niggas always on the sneak, just murmuring.
All right, now you can tell that he's actually freestyling in the sense of off the dome improvising, because he repeated the word murderer. You know, that was his sort of starting rhyme, and then he did the standard herdia, which every rapper and their dog has done. And then he's looking for more rhymes to string onto that. So he goes back to murderer, like in the third line, and then he comes up with murmuring, which is inventive. I've never heard that one before. So when someone like backs up, and you can see it in his body language, he's like, okay, hold on, I'm not ready to move forward yet. I'm looking for a creative, original way to get to the next rhyming sounds. You can tell that it's actually authentically in the moment.
I don't really got no time for the chit chat, bitch. Get back, this chopper, break pussies in half. Kit Kat, run up on me, that's cool. Up the chopper, out the mismatch.
Oh man, well, chit chat, get back, Kit Kat, that in itself, again, if this is off the dome, that's incredible. I mean, you have to, on some level, you have to have like an encyclopedic storehouse of different rhymes, and they're not just one syllable rhymes, right? Those are two syllable phrases. Those are spondaic in the poetic sense. There's iambic, which is da-da. There's trochaic, which is da-da. And then there's a spondy, which is dun-dun. So Kit Kat, chit chat, get back. And I have to believe he spent years and years just cataloging this. Maybe he has, you know, notebooks written by hand, just listing different rhymes, because you have to be so quick with it. You have to be so resourced if you're going to be this quick. And then that last line, break pussies in half, Kit Kat. I feel two ways about it. You know, I'm getting tired of sex being referred to in like violent ways, you know, breaking pussies in half. That's kind of an unpleasant image. Then again, we're talking about an idiom where hyperbole and boasting is just de rigueur. It's just part of the idiom. And within that, that's pretty clever, Kit Kat. Although I guess a Twix bar might be an even better metaphor for that. But anyway, let's get
up on me, that's cool. Up the chopper, out the mismatch designer that you can't afford. Hop out of foreign, these niggas up in a Ford.
Mismatch, there's another
like
one.
A car, yeah, that bitch a whore. A four-door, yeah. Presidents like Morris,
I didn't get that. Whore, car, I don't get that. But then four-door. All right.
Yeah. I feel like I'm the best at what I do. I swear it. Pull up on the scene, that blood, you gon' wear it. Brains get to tearing, all that falling, balling. LeBron on the Lakers like Spalding. Damn. This is how I play.
Spalding.
Me and G Money gambling over 2K. That's 10K. Yo, advance, not 2K off the top with the freestyles. No toupee. I kick
off the top with the freestyles. Like no toupee. Yeah, that's no toupee.
Yeah, she go both ways. My chopper shoot them 4 times.
What did you say?
No toupee. I kick push work in my city like Lupe. That bitch don't cross the street. Yeah, she go both ways. My chopper shoot.
I think he meant to say don't cross the street. She go both ways, which I guess is what, a bisexuality reference. He referenced Lupe. I'm thinking that's Lupe Fiasco, but I don't know Lupe's stuff well enough to get the reference. Something about a city. Maybe that's a Lupe song or lyric or something. Fill me in the comments. Teach this old guy something.
My chopper shoot him 4 times, that's foreplay. Make you ring like a single finger, no Beyonce. Man, it's 3K for the wrist, Andre.
There's a lot of references I'm not quite getting. He said 3K for the wrists, Andre, so Andre 3000.
K for the wrist, Andre, just to fly out a bitch from the islands, Bombay. I do me all night.
The Isle of Bombay, I've heard that before. Bombay is a city in India, and it's called Mumbai now. It's kind of problematic, Juice. I'm just kidding.
All day, dog. You run up on me, then that chopper gon' spray, dog. I'm not an Xbox, no, I won't play, dog. That shit dead like your people's in a graveyard. No offense.
I find that so impressive. You know, I'm not an Xbox, I don't play, dog. The chopper gon' spray, dog. And then he finds graveyard, which in my Canadian white boy speak it doesn't exactly rhyme, but inside of this lingo, this vernacular, this dialect, if you will, it completely does. And he finds those sounds, graveyard, spray dog, and it's a really great way of pivoting, right? You make a slight change to the rhyming syllables and all of a sudden you are heading in a slightly new direction.
No offense, nah, fuck that, all offense. Police come through, I'm out the trap, I hop the fence.
Hop the fence.
Man, I do this every day though. In the cut like I kill people, nigga. Tato, world in my hands, I'm a molded like Play-Doh. Full of shit, hell yeah, rich ass a-hole. A-hole and a
Full of shit, hell yeah, rich ass a-hole. And he finds that to rhyme with Play-Doh and a few other things. Really amazing.
A-hole on the A-list, fucking all the bitches on the A-list that you ain't even see yet. I mean, all the legends that all these goofy ass peasants didn't even get to meet yet. They asking for features. I'm shitting on my exes, these niggas and my teachers. You pull up, that's okay. Remember up in school when we cut your ass lacking and we jumped you by the bleachers? That's a true ass story. Yeah, I got kicked out.
You have to bring
Fuck
that
the
up.
bitch in the porta potty, my dick out. I'm on.
So he's telling high school stories, rhyming features, which is slang for, you know, guesting on someone else's song, with bleachers, jumping someone at the bleachers. And, you know, Funk Flex says, yeah, you had to bring that up, like going all the way back to his high school experiences, talking about his own life, boasting, bragging. And this kid, you know, when he recorded this, what was he, 19? So he's only talking about a few years before.
The scene going crazy, running sick routes. I had to bring that shit out. I'm exposing these niggas. I don't take breaks from raps, no reloading, little nigga. My clip on infinity, shooting up your.
So you see what he did there? And sorry if I'm stopping too much, but there's just so much to talk about every few bars. So Funk Flex says you had to bring that shit out. And then Juice WRLD loads it up and sets up a reaction to that. He calls that back. He's talking about, I'm running sick routes, like in a football game. I had to bring that shit out. That's completely spontaneous. And that's one of those ways of demonstrating that you are making it up in the moment.
Up your vicinity, I got Duff Clinton, little money like my name Hillary. I feel like a pastor, triple nine is the ministry. Niggas, they be pussy like a minstrel bleed. Really, I'ma play them like an intro key. Pull up on this.
If I could retire one more trope in hip hop, would be, you know, comparing other people that you consider weak to menstrual cycles and all this stuff. I can't think of anything stronger in several senses of the word than that. But what are you gonna do? That's the world we're living in.
Pull up on the scene, chopper gon' spray, sing like do, re, mi. Falsetto, I fuck the bitch in the projects from the ghetto. I pull her strings like my name was Geppetto. Left her in the middle like Malcolm, sit down and settle. Man, I'm the best. Man.
Left her in the middle like Malcolm. Now I'm starting to wonder if some of these are prepared. That's really clever, right? Malcolm in the middle, coming off of Geppetto. I don't know what to think. Is this really off the dome? I guess it can't be proven either way unless someone like hacked his hard drive or something, but whatever. Let's assume it is and just applaud.
And I'm a rebel. Billy Idol in my earphones, I'm a devil. I'm the best to ever do it. Fuck with me, I hit you in your face.
Hold on, he just made a Billy Idol reference. What was that?
Man, I'm the best. Man, I'm a rebel. Billy Idol in my earphones, I'm a devil. I'm the best.
Rebel yell. I love it when rappers go outside of their own idiom to reference popular culture, whether it's sampling Steely Dan or Hall & Oates, like, you know, De La Soul used to do, or like Danny Brown naming his album Atrocity Exhibition off a Joy Division song, I think, or was it New Order? Either way, expanding that cultural palette is something rappers have always done. They've always collaborated with people outside of hip hop, but it always excites me, you know, because I grew up listening to AM top 40 radio in the 80s, and, you know, Billy Idol was a staple on there. So it makes me feel like, you know, I can relate to this youngin'.
I'm the best to ever do it. Fuck with me, I hit you in your face, you leaking body fluids. I feel like these other niggas, they be sweet like Mike and Ike's. These niggas pussy than a bitch, they won't take a life. I might as well take their life, then take their wife.
All right, I like that. I might as well take their life than take their wife. And you notice how he stopped himself there. And that's also something I think a really skilled freestyler does. They don't force themselves to keep blabbing away if they lose the thread. It's like they got to the end of one piece of yarn, and then they're like, okay, let's start another one. So that pause, and it also creates tension and anticipation. What's he going to say next? It's like when you're watching someone juggle, and it's really impressive, and you're like, how can they do this? And then they drop one, but they keep juggling, and then they pick it up. Almost making the mistake humanizes it, which in a different way makes it seem even more superhuman. Interesting how that works. So, don't be afraid to be imperfect, to show your fallibility. It's not a knock against you. It's actually just a badge of being a human being. That's your inspiring, uplifting words of wisdom for this episode. No more.
Wife, resurrect they body, shoot them twice, y'all. Took them twice, real shit.
Resurrect their bodies, shoot them
little
twice.
Auto quick pick, burn them like Kush with Jamaicans and incense. Been the realest nigga since I came out an infant. 10 years old,
Incense,
freestyling.
infant.
The best to ever do it, all the other crowd silent. Went to high school and this shit got wilder. Suburbs and hood at the same time, violent. From Roseland to Homewood, I did my shit. R. Kelly, hell yeah, I pissed the shit. R. Kelly with the
Okay, now he's getting to R. Kelly references, pissing, all of that. That's some racy shit there, Juice WRLD. But I love how he's referencing his upbringing and reflecting on it, ghetto and suburb, or hood and suburb at the same time. That makes me intrigued about, what was his upbringing. I guess Tyler, the Creator, I think, and those other cats from the whole Odd Future collective, from what I've heard, they had a similar sort of thing where they were busing into white upper middle class schools from South Central. I might be getting that right or wrong, but I think that's who I'm talking about. And him acknowledging the different strands of his upbringing, again, that's another way of really humanizing him and letting us in on his world and giving me some insight into where he's coming from. And it makes sense actually listening to the way he flows.
R. Kelly with the gun, get pistol whip, and that shit sharper than a fucking pencil tip. Man, I ain't never gave a shit. I ain't never gave a fuck. I ain't never gave a damn. That's your bitch. Why she all up on my dick for the gram? She gon' probably come over and get crammed. And these niggas ain't on shit, I'm sure, like Sam, motherfucker, I am. I swear to God, that be strapped up like a dyke, like a first name Dick Van. Whew, I got some.
Strapped up like a dyke. All right. Fair enough. Lesbians have been known to use strap-ons. So have straight people. But, it's not just a gratuitous use of that word. He follows it up with Dick Van Dyke. Impressive. You can only take your head off to that.
I got some wordplay. I'm about to
That's
action.
some wordplay, it
These niggas
sure
with
is.
the verbs. Hey, chopper shooting for the green. I feel like Larry Bird. Hey, I say what I want. These other niggas absurd. Hey, I'm on flex, flexing on all these niggas that was freestyling. I feel like I'm the best of all of them. I've been balling on them. Like.
That's a running theme in this, isn't it? He keeps coming back to, I feel like I'm the best. I feel like I'm the best to ever do it. And you can understand that feeling, right? I mean, a lot of people say he is the best of all time, but I like that, talking about what it feels like to be so imbued with a gift, to be so on your shit, to be so in your zone, where all there is this moment and whatever you're channeling. And it doesn't matter what he's talking about. He is channeling a true gift that comes from, whatever it is you believe in, something higher, something bigger than all of us. Because, I mean, this is tapping into the flow of creativity, that electric current that flows through life, invisible, and that artists try to and sometimes succeed in tapping into and communicating and making visible to other people. Whoa, I just got deep again. Sorry, not sorry.
Like Mike, I'm a Harley Davidson. You a tyke bike. You a tyke bike, and that's my shit you saying, nigga. That's a sound bite. I ain't had copyrights.
Oof. I like that. So Mike and Ike's, he said earlier, although that was quite a while ago, but now tyke bike, right? I'm a Harley Davidson. You're a tyke bike, little tricycle for people, for young people. And then What did he say?
You a type bike, and that's my shit you saying, nigga. That's a sound bite.
That's a sound bite. So biting as in stealing someone else's rhymes. That's my shit you're saying. You're a sound bite. And you could see that he stopped. He needed to find it. Like he said, type bike. And immediately he's like, okay, sound bite. I got to re-up that. You a type bike. That's my shit you're saying. You're a sound bite. Really, really authentic freestyling, ad-libbing. Incredible. It is incredible. And what else is incredible is Juice WRLD still has like 3 minutes of solid freestyling to go. And this video is already past the 20-minute mark. So I'm going to pause it here. And for those of you who want to see the rest of my reaction to the rest of Juice WRLD's freestyle, you can go to patreon.com/lyrics2go and sign up, become a member at the $5 a month level or above, and you'll get access to this full video and all the other bonus content. Just a sneak preview of what's also in the full episode. We have a kind of a Tupac moment where Juice WRLD does some Tupac-like cadences that I really get a kick out of. And I tell the story of the one time I got on stage and tried to freestyle, and it went very, very badly. It's a good story and you don't want to miss it. So head on over to patreon.com/lyrics2go and get much more Juice WRLD, some more of me, and a whole lot more lyrical goodness. Thanks for supporting the channel. Well, what a freestyle. Really impressive. You know, like I said, most freestyles I see are probably not freestyles, but this one clearly was, or at least most of it was. And I just gotta, you know, tip my proverbial hat to the guy and lament his loss, because this is a young guy, probably not even in his prime yet, and just starting to hit his stride. And it would have been amazing to see what he would have come up with a little bit later on. I mean, think of Kendrick Lamar at this age, and then what he became as he went into his mid and late 20s, like one of the greatest rappers in the world. So yeah, really, really great suggestion, everybody. Thank you so much for the comments. Please leave more comments below, and yeah, feel free to suggest Juice WRLD, but I'd love to hear about other lyricists you think don't get enough shine, or lyricists that I, as the geezer that I am, probably haven't heard of, and I'd love to take a look at those. And they can be from hip hop or any genre whatsoever that speaks to you, because it's all good in my hood. Again, please subscribe, please share, please like, please comment. Thank you so much for watching Lyrics to Go. I look forward to seeing you again. Until next time, I'm Daniel Maté saying, I've got lyrics to go. Juice WRLD certainly does. And now you do too.
Lyrics to Go.